of that did you like most?
I just like the way we stayed with it after that slow start. And then we just had a lot of guys come off the bench and play with great energy. And I think that's the strength of our team, is just the depth and the ability to play a lot of different ways and different people. And, you know, the only way it works is if everybody buys into it. And the guys have done that, and they've had a great camp. And it's a good way to start out the year.
You guys, you went to 11 guys in the first 9 minutes and then 12 by the first 13. Is that deep and that quickly of a rotation? Is that kind of what you're looking to do and sustain that?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to do it. I've never played 12 before, but we're going to do it. So it's not easy, but it's not easy on anybody. But we just have to trust that from one night to the next, we're going to find guys and combinations that really work, and the guys have to understand that some nights their night, some nights not, and that's okay as long as we continue to play together and play hard. I think it's going to be a really fun team to watch for our fans. They play both sides of the ball, and a lot of good energy, and they like each other. The ball moves, and it's fun to watch them play tonight.
When did you decide that? I assume maybe a couple weeks ago you're like, all right, we got to find a few people that are not having the rotation. When did you decide that no, you're just going to play all?
Yesterday, honestly, I didn't. 2 days ago I was thinking, well, maybe I'll just play 10, and I'll just have to tell two of these guys that they're going to sit, and I couldn't justify that because they've all played really well in camp, and I even felt bad sitting. Lindy, Lindy's had a great camp. He's one of our highest plus minus guys in camp for all the preseason games. So this is as deep a team as I've ever coached, and we've got to lean into that. And we're going to play a lot of people.
How'd you like the pace? How'd you like the pace you guys played tonight?
Pace was good. Yeah, I mean, slow start. We were a little ragged. I think we missed our first 10 threes, and I thought Portland played really well defensively in that first quarter. And then we were able to break free. I thought Draymond was tremendous defensively, and that really got us loose. Wiggs had a great game. And then, like I said, the guys we're bringing off the bench, it's pretty impressive. Buddy gets 22 points in less than 15 minutes. Gary's defense. I can go down the list, but it feels like everybody we bring in is really high-level player, and I can't imagine there are many teams in the league with more depth, and so than we have. So that's what we have to lean into.
Can you ever recall a team watching a team, being on a team, being aware of a team that at any level that played 10, 11, 12, 13 guys?
I've played 11 before at times. My first couple of years we had a really deep team, and there were times where we played 11, and that's tricky, but never 12. And we're going to try to do it.
There's a while you put 4 guards in the team in a roster with Looney. Is that a roster you will keep trying on that?
Yeah, we have, the way we're starting right now, that gives us a lot of guards and wings to come off the bench with Buddy and Gary, Brandin, Melt, Moses. So Loon really does a good job of kind of leading that group at both ends, and so we go with a lot of different combinations around Loon with that group, and it's fun watching Melt tonight defensively. He's really active, gets his hands on a lot of balls, and I think we're going to be better defensively this year just with the personnel that we have.
What did you think of Buddy Hield?
Buddy was incredible. I mean, he's instant offense. He's, the way he runs the floor in transition, he opens up other people. His energy, his joy, his juice. Buddy's an incredible addition to our team, and everybody loves him. I mean, he just brings it every day.
When you reach a point where you're in a competitive game and you may shorten the rotation, will it be based on matchups, how you shorten the rotation in such a game?
If we win, it'll be my decision. If we lose, I will blame Chris Weems, and you guys can ask questions, and I'll just defer to Chris on the losses. But when we win, it'll just be, those were great decisions by me.
What did you think of the starters in the first half and compared to the second half?
Not great in the first half. I thought everybody, sometimes opening night you get jitters, and I thought we were in a little bit of a rush. We had some turnovers. And then second half, much better job of giving us what we're looking for, two-way basketball. We get a lot of size and athleticism with that group. And so third quarter was better than the first.
Particularly as things kind of settled down, how did you think Andrew played?
Wiggs was great. And this is kind of what we're expecting this year, honestly. Peace of mind, great shape, in the prime of his career. I think Wiggs is poised to have a great season.
We've talked before about him and increasing his score and getting back to that 20 points per game. He's 20 tonight. Is especially on offense, selecting his shots but also attacking downhill. Is that kind of the balance that you want him to strike?
Yeah. We want him. I think I said 6 or 7 threes a couple weeks ago. He shot 7 of them tonight, but he attacked the rim. He had some layups in transition. So that's what we love about Wiggs, is his ability to score in different spots on the floor.
How concerning, if at all, was Draymond picking up a technical in the first game of the season, given the history?
I mean, you've been watching us for a long time, so Draymond's going to get plenty of technicals. So as long as he doesn't get the second one, we're fine.
Was that kind of an updated strategy from you? It seemed like you got the timeout pretty quick.
I got the timeout pretty quickly. I was just making sure we kept him on the floor. He was amazing tonight, and we say it all the time. You can't have it all. You can't ask Draymond to play with this amazing passion and energy and effort, and then tell him, no, you have to tone down the emotion. It's all part of the package. So it's up to us to, whether it's taking a timeout or just trying to calm him down. But there's a reason Draymond is who he is. He's a champion. He's one of the best competitors I've ever been around, and there's going to be a lot of technicals. We just can't let him get two. Thanks.
How disappointing was that to open like that?
Yeah, it was very disappointing. You got to give them credit. They came and did what they do. I really did think that we were prepared for what they did, but and it was crazy. It just felt like we were like almost 2 steps slow, on everything. Defensively, offensively, like we just waited to react all game, and you can't do that against a team like that. But they beat us every facet, man. I mean, every loose ball, they were the first team to the floor, which is we can never compete if we're not the first team down on that floor. They beat us down the floor after makes, after misses, like every single facet of the game. They beat us. I mean, pounded us though.
What had changed after the first quarter? You guys were tied at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I thought we had it. We weren't playing well, but we had them. We did a pretty good job with them. I thought their second unit came in and played so fast, and they were just kind of all over the place. We were spinning like a top, trying to run back to a matchup as opposed to just run back to a man. And they had a huge quarter, on us to open the game up, and had another huge quarter in the third quarter. So we just couldn't keep up. But it was very disappointing. I didn't think anybody. I didn't think one guy on our team played well in the game.
Chauncey, the runouts were a problem in preseason. They seemed to be snuffed out for the first quarter, and then after that, it seemed to really open up. What do you think is the root cause of that?
It's a lack of focus. I mean, that was one of our main focuses in the game today. Is on shots, the first 3 steps. You got to sprint. You cannot jog back. You can't backpedal back. The first 3 steps have to be a sprint. And so it was a lack of focus, in my opinion. We talked about it. We knew that was a strength of theirs. And it certainly paid off for them pretty big time tonight.
Chauncey, you talked about trying to improve shooting before the season.
8 for 34 from deep tonight. But did you like the looks that they got? You know, you kind of talked before the season about getting the looks, just not always hitting them.
Yeah, I liked a lot of the shots that we got from three, but, you know, I would say probably I liked 60% of them. The other 40 was just kind of rushed or kind of end of a shot clock. I mean, it just, you know, we didn't catch and shoot, you know, be able to set our feet, have a great look. But then for the most part, I mean, shoot, Ant, you know, he's 2 for 7. I thought he had some really good looks. I thought Jeremy had some really good looks. I mean, those are our best 2 shooters. And when those 2 dudes struggle from 3, it makes it pretty tough, the way that we're built.
You're talking about effort and focus after Game 1. Where do you look to with such just the beginning of the road? Where do you look to get that
it's
back?
just a game. It's just a game. You know, if I'm being honest, like that's the very first time that I could tell you in a month that we've had a lack of focus or that a team played harder than us. You know, you always worry about the first game, man. You know, you really do. There's so much that goes on. There's so many jitters. It's so much. So I'm not, you know, it's not the end of the world, you know, but it does suck, you know, to play that way against a division foe, you know. But I'll tell you what, you know, these are times when you can teach the most, you know, when you can teach the best. And we came into this game and we had a good preseason. So did the Warriors. And then they came out and showed us that their experience, their toughness. I just thought that's another thing that really bothered me. Like, we were going to the basket. They didn't call a foul. We crying to the referees. They running out getting threes. I say this about us most of the time. We play certain teams, punish criers. They're going to cry to the refs and be doing all of this. Boom, get it out, go run and score. They did it to us all night. So it's just a very uncharacteristic in a lot of ways for us in this game. But tomorrow we'll talk about it. We'll get back to it.
Without having, watched the tape back yet, but you're kind of ranking the things that you need to address tomorrow. What do you start with?
Everything. I mean, the base of it is we should never leave our gym thinking that somebody just completely outplayed us, you know, in terms of just the fight. We have to be the hardest playing team when we're out there to give ourselves a chance. And we didn't even get close to that tonight. So you start there, and then you can talk about some of the particulars, you know, the rebounding, the leak. We can go down a long list.
Thank you. What's your favorite